Hi everyone, I'm really fascinated by crypto trading, especially when it comes to arbitrage opportunities between exchanges or even triangular arbitrage within the same exchange. Recently, I came across a YouTube channel called Heavy Crypto. He claims to teach people and provide honest, truthful advice about trading and bots. In one of his videos, he talks about a triangular arbitrage bot that supposedly works on multiple exchanges. According to him, it can detect opportunities based on user-defined settings and even execute trades automatically through APIs. His product or service is available for purchase, so I decided to test it out. Unfortunately, my experience was far from positive. I'm not going to outright call him a scammer, but from my perspective, he comes very close to fitting that description. Luckily, I was able to get a refund, though the process wasn't easy. Throughout that experience, it became clear to me that he was selling something that doesn't work, likely never will, and he showed no willingness to offer proper support. I paid for his bot using Binance, and I also tried reporting the issue to them. Sadly, it seems Binance doesn't care much about users like me. They offer little to no protection and seem to turn a blind eye to misleading or fake products like his. That's why I've decided to create this video, to show you exactly what his product and services are all about, whether or not they work, and let you draw your own conclusions. I just hope my video helps shine a light on the actions of this YouTuber, who charges people for a product that simply doesn't deliver. So let's jump into it. The video I'm referring to is titled Unlimited Triangular Crypto Arbitrage Signals Live Trade. Let's take a closer look at what he's trying to sell. At the beginning of the video, he explains that he's created a tool that works both on PC and mobile devices. Yes, he's talking about a web-based arbitrage bot. According to him, he's actively using this bot for his own trading. Keep that in mind. After about a minute, he shows the interface of the bot. Honestly, it looks great, clean and simple. You can select an exchange from the market menu, adjust various settings, and the bot will display trading opportunities when you hit apply. In his demonstration, he selects the Bybit exchange. And as you can see, the bot displays plenty of potential trades, many showing over 5% profit. However, instead of showcasing the bot's ability to trade automatically using the API, he chooses to execute trades manually on his phone. At this point, I hadn't yet cross-checked the market prices shown in the bot against what was displayed on his phone. But while preparing this video, I did go back and compare them, and they didn't exactly match. Anyway, he completes the trade and claims a profit. Great, right? Now let's take another look at the list of opportunities the bot displays. Maybe I'm missing something here, but my understanding of triangular arbitrage is that the trade should start and end with the same coin. Yet, in the examples shown, every trade ends with USDT, regardless of the starting coin. That seems odd, or at least unclear. He does mention that the bot can execute trades automatically via API, depending on user settings. But again, he doesn't actually demonstrate this functionality. At the end of the video, he shows the sales page for his tool. Now, to be honest, I missed an important detail on that page. It states that the bot is an arbitrage scanner within one exchange. If I had noticed that, I would have questioned whether this was the same tool shown in the video, because in the demo, multiple exchanges were available. So it's unclear, are we talking about the same product or something different? I went ahead and visited the sales page. He only accepts crypto payments through a payment processor. I paid 70 USDC using Binance, and after that, I received an email with a link to the online tool, the same one from the video, and links to 2 additional downloadable tools, one for Bybit and one for KuCoin. Each download came as a zip archive, containing executable files for Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. So now, let me show you exactly what I received, and we'll compare it side by side with what was demonstrated in the video. The first thing we'll look at is what he calls the new version of the tool, the online version, which appears to be the same, or at least very similar to the one he showcased in his video. You can select from multiple exchanges, tweak various settings, and so on. At first glance, everything seems fine. So let's pick the first exchange on the list, Binance, and leave all other settings at their default values. Once we hit apply, the bot begins scanning for arbitrage opportunities. At first, it looks promising. Several trades show high profit potential. But when you take a closer look at the displayed prices, they don't actually match the real-time market prices of the related coins. In some cases, the tool shows coins with a market price of 0, yet still lists them as high profit opportunities. That doesn't seem right. In fact, it feels pretty suspicious. I double-checked using the Binance app on my phone, and the prices were way off. These trades couldn't possibly be executed for a profit. They're far outside the actual market range. Now here's another issue, specifically related to Binance. If you create an API key on your Binance account and enable trading permissions, Binance requires you to whitelist a specific IP address for that key to remain valid. If no IP is provided, Binance will automatically delete the key for security reasons. There's no mention of any required IP address on his YouTube channel or his sales page, which means this tool likely cannot use Binance API keys at all. And honestly, even if it could, based on what I've seen so far, I wouldn't feel comfortable giving him my API keys anyway. Back to the tool. The market list includes many exchanges, and up until OKX, they all show similarly suspicious or fake-looking opportunities. But then we get to Bybit, the same exchange he used in his video to demonstrate the tool. Strangely, when I tested it, the bot didn't show anything at all. No results. And this was the same for every exchange listed below Bybit in the menu. To dig deeper, I opened the browser's developer tools and checked the console log. And sure enough, there were clear error messages related to the bot's operation. When I select an exchange from the list above Bybit, the page does display data. But when I select Bybit or any exchange below it, the tool fails to load anything, and the browser's console shows clear errors. So while the tool looks like the one he demonstrated in his video, it definitely has serious issues. It's either unable to display opportunities at all, or the ones it does display are based on fake prices, which means the profits shown are also fake. Now that we've tested the web-based version, let's move on to the other tools, the downloadable ones, and see how they compare. Let's start with the tool that was created for Bybit. First, we need to download it. It comes as a zip file. After extracting it, we find 3 main files, one for Windows, one for Linux, and one for Mac OS. According to his instructions, we're supposed to simply double-click to run them. Well, that might work for the Windows version, but the Linux and Mac OS versions are not executable by default. You have to manually give them execute permission. Let's do that now. Using the Linux version. As you can see, I've added the necessary permissions, and now it's executable. Let's try launching it and see what happens. As soon as it starts, it attempts to create a local server, which is where the bot's interface is supposed to run. But instead, it immediately crashes with a 404 error. It's trying to access a URL that doesn't exist. I contacted him about the error, and his response was simply that the problem was on my side. But I didn't code a broken URL into the tool, so clearly this is not an issue on my end. Now I won't show you the macOS and Windows versions in detail, but I tested both, and they behave exactly the same. They all crash with the same 404 error. Now let's move on to the tool created for KuCoin. It's the same process again. Download the zip file, extract it, make the file executable, and run it. So let's go ahead and do that. This time the tool does run, and it successfully creates a local server. So let's open it up and see what it can do. Once again, the interface looks nice and simple, But unlike the previous tool, here you don't select an exchange. Instead, you select a market type, such as BTC, ETH, or USDT. This tool only connects to the KuCoin exchange. For this test, I'll check the USDT market, and I'll set the profit threshold to 5%. After clicking Apply, the bot processes for a moment and then displays a list of opportunities. Looks good at first, right? Well, the profits shown here are much lower than what we saw earlier in the online tool. So I figured, let's compare it by checking KuCoin through the online tool as well. But, my mistake, we can't. KuCoin is listed below Bybit in the online version, which means the tool doesn't display anything for it. What a surprise. So yes, the KuCoin desktop tool runs and it does show results. But there's a catch: the opportunities shown don't factor in trading fees. So in reality, every single trade would result in a loss, even if I tried to execute them. Let's try the BTC market next. No opportunities here either. So, to summarize, I paid for a tool that only partially works, and only with KuCoin. The online version displays inaccurate or fake information, and the rest of the downloadable tools don't even run properly. Again, I'm not here to definitively say whether he's a scammer or not, but remember, he claims he's actively using these tools to trade. I really don't think that's true. Maybe he's using something, but it's definitely not the tools he's selling. And here's another red flag. All the links he sent me, whether to the tool or downloads, are not protected behind any kind of member area. He didn't even bother to control access. So if you're curious, you can test them yourself. The links are in the video description. This whole experience cost me 70 USDC, and while I eventually got a refund, it wasn't easy. My honest recommendation? Stay away from this guy, his products, and his advice. In the end, it's your choice. Draw your own conclusions, and decide for yourself whether you really want to spend money on something that simply doesn't work. That's all for this video. I hope I was able to save you some money and help you avoid a bad experience. Please stay safe, stay vigilant, and don't let yourself become a victim of a scam. Thanks for watching.